All right, Gina, you ready to be counted in?
Mm-hmm.
Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where my mom's at podcast with Christina P.
Oh, snap. You're here. You're here with me. Hello, moms. Welcome to the show. I'm so happy to announce that now that I have the COVID antibodies, because I had the Rona, and the Rona showed up, and as Nadab said about a few seconds ago, what did you say about the Rona and me?
That, you don't need vitamin D because you've been snacking on them pocket almonds for like decades.
That's
homie.
what's up, homie. Because I use filthy, dirty, rotten creamer in my coffee, my body was fortified, and COVID had nothing to bind to. My cells are so greasy and preserved. They were like, nah, dog. So I've got immunity. I'm out. So here's what's happening. The Addison Improv, I sold out all the shows. The only one left is the late show. They added a late show Thursday night on February 4th. And then I do Houston, February 25th through 27th, Houston Improv. And then I hit Nashville. I'm doing Zanies the 11th of March through the 13th of March. Get those tickets at Christina P online now. As you can see, Texas is open. So is Tennessee. People have asked me, Christine, is it true that you sleep on a Saatva mattress? And the answer is yes, 100%. I sleep on the Solaire every night. What is that? It's the bed that goes up, meh, down, meh. It has vibrations. It has a light under it so that you can see where you're going in the middle of the night. It is fantastic. And I have had a luxury firm mattress. That was our first one, king sized. And I've done the Lumen Leaf memory foam mattress. All of them have been fantastic. I recommend all of them. The best part about Saatva is that you can get a huge mattress for a fraction of the cost of a regular store-bought mattress. They have a 90-day sleep-on-it trial. If you don't like it, they will take it back, but I really don't think you won't enjoy it. They can even take away your old mattress for a nominal fee. And because we love this company so much, they've given us our own URL, saatva.com/the shit, because Saatva mattresses are the shit. Go there and you will get $225 off the purchase of your next Saatva mattress. That is Saatva, SAATVA.com/the shit for $225 off the purchase of your next Saatva mattress. Thank you, Saatva Mattress Company. And I got to tell you though, at first I thought these states were crazy, Florida and Texas, but California has stayed locked shut for how many months now? 8, 9 months. And we are officially the COVID center of the world. Are we not? Are we like we're the center now? Am I right?
Yeah, homie. No one does it like us.
No one. Nobody does COVID like LA does COVID. Right now, this morning, the LA Times said that 1 in 3 people has it in LA County.
That from the beginning, like all people that live in Los Angeles, 1 out of 3 of them either actively had it or have had it since March. It's wild.
In the booth, in there, Zolo had it. Mm-hmm. I've had it. So yeah, that's
1 in 3 people in this booth have had it.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. And so basically the city of LA has COVID right now, which is just insanity. It's just so surreal that it's gone down like this. So I had the blessed opportunity to go to Austin last weekend with my friend Dr. Jessica, who's been on the show. And it's bittersweet because we bought a house in Austin, and as we announced on Your Mom's House, we will be moving to Austin. Woo! Yeehaw! You have to say yeehaw and y'all. I have to learn how to start saying y'all.
Hook 'em horns,
yeah,
baby.
Bro. And it's surreal though because people eat indoors and they can go to the gym. It's like it was so great to especially leave my family. I think that was the best part is and I know you're not supposed to say that as a mom. It's people frown upon that, but I tell you what, motherfuckers, after spending every minute of 2020 with those kids and my husband who has massive injuries and he had COVID too, I was like, I'm ready to go. I gotta go. And what I love about my friend Dr. Jessica is that she's got 3 kids. So she is varsity mom and she's helped alleviate a lot of mom guilt that I've had. Cause I definitely, you do have to give yourself permission to go and to be a human. And then, we didn't take a long trip. It was like 48 hours, but just that was enough. And where are you going? You gonna take a shit? You what? You adjusting angles. Guys, this is show business in the making. You have to leave this in. I like people seeing this behind me. I do, because I feel like with your mom's house, we're so profesh, but I'm not as professional as Tom. I don't say hi to this camera. No. But what I love about my friend Dr. Jessica is that she's given me permission to not feel guilt. And we were in the car. We rented a car in Austin. We were driving to the hotel. And motion. And she goes, are we going to FaceTime our kids like every 5 minutes? And we both started laughing like, okay, yeah, we're not FaceTiming anybody this weekend. Fuck that. It's dad's turn to be a parent. And the kids did. They bonded to dad and it was all good. And now my ankles are restored. Am I more beautiful? Thanks, jeans. But yeah, it felt good to be a human being. Somebody wrote in asking if my children had COVID. And here's the wonderful thing is that no, it seems to skip over kids from everybody I know in Los Angeles who they've had COVID. One night Ellis was like, hey, I'm feeling tired. And then the next morning woke up, guns blazing. He was totally fine. So praise Allah, praise Jesus that this COVID does not mess with children, because otherwise I would be in a straitjacket on an island somewhere all year losing my mind, and I would not be this relaxing.
Catch me outside. How about
No
that?
shit. Catch me out on a private island. How about that? With my friends, right? If you have a kid and there's something taking kids out, man, people would be crazy. So I did that. So we're moving to Texas. It's a big deal, especially as an Angelino, a lifelong Angelino. It is, it's good and it's bad. Not good and bad. I should say it's exciting and it's also, devastating to leave this is my city. A lot of people hate Californians. I understand it. I get it. I know why. I'm not totally oblivious to that, but right, we're the worst. We're like the worst.
Yeah, but we hate you too, right? It's like you hate us, we hate you, Doug.
Yeah, Angelinos are just as snobby. But I've watched my city just decay in the last year. It's been really, really rough. So I'm looking forward to living somewhere normal. I've never actually lived anywhere normal. Wait, San Francisco. That's not normal.
That's not normal.
Yeah, that's like gay guys in unitards on unicycles.
You just described seeing butt fuckings in the streets every day.
I did. That city was, and then in the 90s, it was nothing but butt fucking. And it was so rad. And gay guys doing meth and butt fucking was everywhere. They'd have billboards telling guys to stop doing meth and butt fucking. That's how much fun it was then. So this is odd for me to live somewhere just real, real. It was really nice to just sit there and nobody's in show business. So you don't hear these retarded conversations that you normally hear in LA. And, Austin's cool because it's a little weird, but it's not as weird as LA. Where everybody's vegan, or there's oat milk. That's an option when you go to Starbucks here. Oat milk. Who the fuck? I don't even know what oat milk is.
Are you saying there's no oat milk in Austin?
I think there is in Austin, but Texas, I doubt that. Dallas, probably no. So. And you guys are moving with us. The whole crew is going, y'all.
Hell yeah, dog.
Are you nervous? Because you're a lifelong Angelino too, Nadav.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When we were playing around with the idea that we were gonna move, I was like, because I've always thought I was gonna live and die in LA. There's no reason to leave.
Even right now, as we're talking, the ghetto birds overhead.
Right.
And it's oddly comforting.
It's super comforting.
Yeah, it's a helicopter.
You're someone's doing their job outside.
Some criminals getting tracked down right now, and that feels normal. Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, you know what? I don't even need to worry about thinking of moving, because I know that Christina is gonna have a much harder time leaving LA than I will.
Really? You think so?
I thought so. And then the next time you came in, you're like, so who's ready to move to Austin? I was like, fuck. fuck.
I know. Because the thing is, I've been there a few times now, and like just hanging out with people and seeing how the locals are, and it's just a whole different energy, and it's such a good, positive. It's like there's only 2 million people versus LA, which is like a million people. How many people? 14 million fucking assholes and cars here.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's just the space of it. You're like, oh my goodness.
I'm excited though, because I know anytime I visited somewhere, and we were on a freeway, they'd always say, oh, sorry about the traffic.
Hilarious.
And like I have no idea what they're talking about. I can't wait to apologize for non-existent traffic.
I know.
I'm looking
I know.
the most forward to that.
Oh yeah, whenever I hear like when I'm with Austin people, they're always like, "Oh, the traffic is just getting terrible." I'm like, okay, fuck what? Yeah, traffic. You haven't seen traffic in your life until you've seen the 405. Or yeah, they don't know what traffic is, and they all claim they do. So that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to that. And I was gonna tell you, so like, you know, because like my kid's in school, but I haven't really gotten to experience mom drama yet. And like I so want to, like I kind of got to a little early, like get a peek into what the moms are like and what's going on. But because of, you know, we're not allowed to drop the kids off physically. You just go in a line and then the teacher comes. So I don't get to have that much interaction with the other moms. And that's so rad. So, you know, the school had to close down because there's a COVID. Everyone's got it. So they were like, we're going to close the school. We're going to test the kids and then we're going to reopen. And why is there always that one and you know what I'm talking about, moms listening, like the one crazy mom who's just not accepting of the status quo, you know, who can't fathom that maybe there's a reason that shit's happening the way it is. And it's not like a personal vendetta, you know, like, I frankly, like the email is always like, frankly, I'm upset and disturbed by the school's decision to close. I mean, can't they take care of this issue? And you know, like they're trying to reason.
Right, like it's a slight against them personally.
Yeah, like sweetie, we all would love for our kids to go to school, believe me. And don't you think that the administration wants to get back in there and make their money too? Like it's a private school. But I realized this so clearly, you know, before I had children right when I had children, I had made this assumption that like once you have a kid, it's like being a stand-up comic, you know, when you're a stand-up comedian and not a fucking, and don't get me wrong, not when I say stand-up, I mean a stand-up. Okay. I'm talking about motherfuckers like me, the goddamn Marines of comedy. Okay. We are the SEAL Team 6 of the comedy world. We will get up at 4 a.m., fly across the country, wake up at fucking 5 a.m. the next day, do press, and then perform for roomfuls of strangers. And that. So when I meet another stand-up comedian, I have so much respect for them. You know, I'm like, that's it, homie. We're in the trenches together. I know what you go through. I respect you. Even if I don't like your act, I would never talk shit on another stand-up. And that's not the same for like comic actors. So people listening don't know, like if you're just like a sitcom actor, like go fuck yourself. You're not really a comic. Okay. Like, oh, I make silly faces and I can memorize other people's lines. It's not the same thing. Or like sketch comedy. Okay. Go fuck yourself. It's like you and 10 people and you say one funny thing every 5 minutes. It's not the same, you know? I mean, do you agree, Nadav? It's a little fucking ridiculous.
I mean, it's hard for me to really I mean, I'm on the outside too, you know? Like I'm not.
Yeah, they're indoor cats. They're pussies. Yeah. So when I had a child, I thought, well, surely being in these trenches means something. And that when I would meet another mother, that we would look each other in the eye and we would know. We would just know, like, yeah, dude, I spent 9 months with this thing growing in me. Yeah, dude, I have hemorrhoids. Yeah, dude, I piss my pants every time I cough. Yeah, dude, I've had my vag cut and stitches put in. Like, we share something half the population will never understand. You'd think that's what happens. You have a kid that automatically you transform into like this cool bond. And like, it's just not the case. Because what I've really understood is that motherhood and moms are much like high school, where like in high school, there's like people who get it and then there's people who don't. There's like the cheerleaders, there's the goths, there's the Hessians, there's like the cholas, there's the nerds. It's all the same. It's like factions of people. And, but that doesn't mean, I try not to talk shit about the other factions, I guess. I just try to find the good ones, the cool moms. Well, you're listening to this. You're clearly on my team. You're clearly a cool mom.
Cool.
Yeah.
Moms.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. So anyway, that was my epiphany reading these email chains. And it's great to see how different moms respond. Like some moms will get on board and share the outrage. I agree. What is happening? Should we send emails to the administration? Like, oh my
boy.
God. Yeah, like leave them alone. Like you don't think it's hard for them to.
Oh man, wait, you're just on a thread where every mom is just replying all?
Oh yeah.
Oh. What a nightmare.
Yes and no, because I enjoy the drama. I enjoy typed drama.
Oh yeah.
So much.
Oh, I love that shit.
I live for it. Yeah. Especially because you can really tell someone's level of cray-cray by that, like how they type and how they use punctuation. If there's a lot of exclamation point, you're like, oh, this bitch is out of her mind.
Right. And you're like a paragraph down and you're like, I don't think I've seen a period yet.
Yo,
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Or if it's too long, you're like, there's no reason for you to write a dissertation on why. Just to, like, keep it short. I understand you're upset. I get it.
Yeah.
Or no regard for capitalization of letters. That makes me like, wow, the degradation of the English language now, which, I just love seeing people's outrage. It's so, mental illness really shows itself in emails, as I know, because I go through 3 podcasts, as does Zolo. Usually you can tell right away who's absolutely crazy by the length, the lack of punctuation, or the excessive amount of punctuation that a human uses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like before I meet any of the classroom moms, I should have to be on an email thread with them so that I can be like, oh yeah, okay, Colleen, out of her fucking mind. Stay away from Colleen. That's Jasper's mom? Yeah. Oh, that's another one. When people sign off, this one makes me want to puke.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, like I'm fucking Reagan's mom. I'm Christina in parentheses. Ellis's mom, like.
Wait, like it's like sincerely Ellis's mom, and then in parentheses you write your real name?
No, the opposite. Like it'll be like, yeah, like.
Oh, but I mean,
Christina.
then it kind of helps you connect, though, doesn't it? It's just like, oh, all right, that's
true.
so and so's mom.
That's true. Maybe I'm being a dick here.
But
yeah.
if they did that outside of school emails,
that's fucking weird.
that's 100% pure insanity.
And women do. I've seen
What?
Facebook profiles where a girl is like she's like a person, and then she'll have a kid, and then the Facebook name will change to so and so's mommy, and you're like, wait, what? Like you're still a person, bro. Like you're just a mother, but you're not. That's when you know. Yeah, like yeah, I'm Skylar's mommy, and you're like, pfft, oh my God.
Yeah, when you see it like one of your friends turn into a parent, and like all their like their sense of identity just turns into, hey, I'm a parent now.
That's it.
And that's what I am.
That's it.
It's like, oh, that's
But
too
see,
bad. We lost another good one.
But that's the thing, is that's what this podcast was about, because it's so consuming to become a parent. It's not even by choice. Like just because you're so invested in keeping this life alive, and if you're not consumed by it, you're a shitty parent in the beginning anyways, because there's so little, they need you so much. So it was like this thing for me to find out my identity moving into this new space of who am I? And I can't just be a mother. I think that's really not healthy for anybody.
Right.
That's so much pressure for a kid to be like, you're just my everything. Mommy doesn't have any joy without you. That's not good either.
Yeah.
So, you want to be able to like, you should set a good example too of like, hey, moms can do other shit Women can be, CEOs or comedians or whatever, lawyers.
Yeah,
doctors,
absolutely
accountants,
they can.
right? And to show your boys that women
Yeah.
are smart
Because
people.
it's not like your identity is just like, hey, your name is Mom, but also sometimes people could call you Christina. It's like it's
Or
the other way
Christine.
around. Right. Like it's you
Mostly.
are Christina and you're also a mom. you
Right.
know?
Yes, because because people aren't just one thing all the time, right?
Right. It's
Yeah.
constantly changing. Like I'm not the same person I was at the beginning of 2020. Like
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
every month you change.
Dude, don't feel like 2020 has it broken us yet? I think it broke me in December. I was broken.
Yeah, homie. I think we're all broken. Doc.
Are we? I know. How are we gonna? I was wondering. I was talking to my shrink. I'm like, how are we gonna repair? I don't know. Should we just take a group vacation? Like, should we do a YMH vacay? Would you guys come?
Don't threaten me with a good time, homie. Oh, dude, let's go to Barbados, dog.
Crossfados, Barbados. We can get faded.
Let's get so fucking faded, dog.
Maybe we need to do that. Like, take a YMH. You know what I will say about Chelsea Handler? I worked for her for a few years on her show, and she would take the crew, the cast, on these vacations. I mean, I was never invited,
Ooh.
but I think
I was about to say, give me all
Not
the
me.
details, baby.
not me. But I know she was very generous with those that were in the core team. So she
How
was
long would
very
they go
generous.
for?
I think they would go for like a week, dude.
God damn.
Yeah, she was very generous, and also with her touring, she was very generous with her openers. So, yeah, very kind. I've always taken that as a wonderful example. Like, oh, that's really classy of her. That was very cool. And she took care of Chewy. I know that she bought him a car and stuff when he was her sidekick.
Ooh.
So hey, kudos
Okay.
to you, Chelsea Handler. Classy broad, very classy.
Okay, Chelsea.
Okay, Miss Handler. Yeah, let's take a vacay. Whew. I know. How are we gonna? And I hear too, like, gosh, are the kids gonna go back to school next year? I sure hope so. Who knows? It's just a wild ride. This year's been a wild ride.
Well, it sounds like the kids got it the easiest, right?
They did. They get it the easiest in terms of immunity.
Right.
Very little.
Immunity, like they don't, feel all the symptoms as hard as like
No.
adults do if they do get it.
Juju didn't even get it,
Hot damn.
and Juju's vulnerable. He's 2.5. Ellis literally one night was like, "I feel tired," and then he fell asleep. I gave him like Motrin, and he woke up fine. So
Man.
praise God, man.
Man, I wish I was a kid again, huh?
Do you? You want to start over? You don't want to do childhood again, do you?
Oh, I'd love it if the only thing I had to worry about was the homework they assigned at the end of second grade,
I know.
It's like, oh, you got to read, what is it? I don't know, To Kill a Mockingbird? I don't know, whatever the fuck.
Not in second grade. Yeah, that's like ninth grade. Yeah. To Kill a Mockingbird. Did you even read it? Be honest. You did the Cliff Notes.
Yeah, it was the Cliff Notes. I didn't understand the whole thing. I'm
What?
like, I didn't. It's just like, who needs to read a whole entire book when I could just, read one sentence per chapter?
See, I think that's what's wrong with society. I think this is what happened.
Yeah, reading's dumb.
Cliff Except now people can just Google it. Like you don't have to read any books. You can just go ahead and get the Cliff Notes on the internet. You
Right.
can watch a video where some guy tells you every chapter.
That's what I do.
That is crazy. How do they even test kids now? Because you can so cheat on everything.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, there's super creative ways to do it too.
Yeah, right? Like, what about papers? I'm sure it's so much easier to buy papers online now. Damn.
Probably on the black market, yeah.
Damn.
Go down some alley behind a coffee shop and buy a term paper off someone. I think Zolo knows all about that stuff.
You do? Zolly. No, he wouldn't do that. Zolo's too smart. No, he would. Zolo is smart enough to pay someone to do his homework.
Yeah, I think Zolo's smart
what-
enough to know how to get someone to do it.
Yeah, he's a boss. He knows everything, like Rick Ross. Now, let's get to the most important part of the show, the Stanky Dick Report with Chris Larson. Now, Chris, last week we noticed that you have swagger. And I'm really curious about your swag. What are you wearing today? I haven't seen your outfit, but I love your new haircut.
Thank you. I'm wearing a shirt with birds on it. I've worn it before, but
Okay.
I took the jacket off. It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot, yeah. How's the dating?
Not great.
Why?
to be
What
honest.
happened?
Just I don't know. It's just slowing down. I mean, it's also hard to date, especially if we're moving in like 3 months. It's anything that I would start now is going to have an expiration date.
So what you're saying is you need to reach out to the Austin population.
Yeah, get something set up before I get there, and then just capitalize once I'm there.
Why don't you go ahead?
Wanted to reach out to you, Chris. Is that
Oh my God.
Again,
CEE_Larson on Instagram?
CEE_Larson on Instagram. Go ahead and hit him up if you're in the Austin or maybe 2 hours outside Austin area.
Or willing to fly.
Or willing to fly. Do you like video games? Chris, you like video games? Cooking?
Yes, I do.
He likes exotic foods.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, I like cooking. I like video games. I like board games, nerd shit in general.
Nerd shit.
Movies, TV, sci-fi, you name it.
I love it. Let me tell you something, ladies. Chris Larson is quality. He's a marrying type. He's a sweet guy. He's not going to break your heart. He's probably going to be a great dad. I like you, Chris. So go ahead and fuck him, somebody. Oh, one of the best parts of childhood is eating sugary cereals in the morning and watching cartoons. I can't do it now because I'm a middle-aged mom, but I can with Magic Spoon. I let my kids eat the real deal, and I have Magic Spoon, which tastes just as good as the real deal. But here's the deal, man. 0 sugar, 11 grams of protein, and only 3 net grams of carbs in each serving. You can finally build your very own custom variety box now. You can choose from the best-selling cocoa. I love the cocoa one. Fruity, frosted, and blueberry, plus brand new flavors, including peanut butter and cinnamon. I love it. It tastes amazing. Seriously, it is too good to be true. You think you're doing something bad, but you're not. You're still being a good middle-aged lady. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, GMO-free. Go to magicspoon.com/WMMA to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code WMMA at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. That's magicspoon.com/WMMA. Use the code WMMA to save $5 off. And we thank Magic Spoon for sponsoring this podcast. So that's what's happening with me. Let's get into some recapping for the show. Tom's been sabotaging my shit window lately. For those of you who know, you know that there's a window where you got to make a dookie. And if you don't adhere to your dookie window, you're going to end up constipated. And Tom and I fight for the use of our very good Japanese toilet, the Toto. It's a nice one. So we always fight for that one. That's in our bedroom, you know. And I've been having to shit, and then he goes, oh, I have to shit too. And then he'll sabotage me and take it. And he's crippled, so I can't fight him. I can't push him down, even though I joke about it.
If you don't use it, you lose it?
You didn't know that? If you miss out on, so especially for kids, Dr. Jessica was telling me that when your kid is like, oh, I feel like I have to poo, and then they don't, that's how they get constipated, because there's like a wave, right? The window, your shit window. And that's why kids get constipated, because they want to keep playing. They don't want to go brown.
Homie, I don't think I've ever been constipated.
That's for same.
Yeah, I don't. It's like,
are you crazy?
Like if you say you miss your window, it's just like, all right, dog, I'll just shit later. That's fine.
Well, that's the thing. I did shit later in the day, like 2. But that's annoying. Then I carry around the load all day. I feel bloated and gross. I like the window in the morning, and then I get on with my day.
Wait, so if you just don't go in the morning, you have to wait until 2?
Yeah, until my second wave comes after lunch. Yeah, it's a devastation. It's a big time waster. I'm not interested. Here's some follow-ups. I knew it. I'd be getting some fucking peanut allergy emails because I was talking smack about the allergy community. Hey, cool guys and Christine. My wife and I aren't allergic to anything, and she ate all of the popular allergy foods while pregnant, but lo and behold, Satan blessed us with an adorable Gen Alpha baby girl allergic to nuts, almost all nuts. But you were right about building an immunity. We drove her an hour away once a week for 2 years to a desensitization specialist. And now, as long as she eats a tablespoon of nuts every day, she doesn't have any reactions. Or at least now she won't be on the small bus sitting at the special kids lunch table or attending the R-word classroom. Best part is the pediatrician doesn't recognize the holistic desensitization desensitization treatment. Fucking Hitlers. Thanks for the hysterical content. Beat me, Evan. This is fantastic news, Evan. I'm so happy to hear that worked. So you say you gave your baby a tablespoon of nuts every day and she won't have any reactions. You see that shit? It's called, what is it Dr. Drew always calls it in the cognitive behavioral therapy, not immersion therapy, but in order to become stronger, you have to expose yourself, exposure therapy to the thing.
Yeah.
Now, I was talking to Dr. Jessica again, sorry to bring it up a million times because I just spent all this time with her in Austin, but she was telling me that in fact, we did create this allergy shit in kids because what happened was in the medical community, it was believed that by not introducing the allergy-inducing foods early in the child's life, you may prevent the allergy. So what happened was we didn't desensitize our children to nuts, to eggs, to strawberries early, and then they developed all these allergies. So it was just backwards thinking. We weren't thinking right on that. So that's what happened. And now all these poor kids have peanut allergies when they don't need them. But see, this is it. You got to immerse. It makes you stronger. Resilience. You have to build resilience, not shy away from that kind of shit. I will say, so I didn't tell you guys this, but 2 weeks ago, Ellis, God damn it. He's 5 now and he's going to be a little hellion. And he was upstairs in his room. We were downstairs and I just hear him crying. He comes running down the stairs, mouth full of blood, dripping all over the carpet. I know. I thought, oh my God, what? It's finally happened. This is the big injury, right? And immediately I'm like, are the teeth there? What happened? He's crying. We go upstairs. I'm like, what happened? Did you fall out of bed? Because I got him a bunk bed, like a higher loft bed. Because I like a little danger. I do believe it's okay I assumed he fell off the bed. Teeth were all there, thank God. But his tooth went through his bottom lip here. So he needed to have that glued shut. Horrible.
Boy.
But we took him to the dentist twice now. Teeth aren't going to fall out. The teeth are fine, thank God. And the lip healed. But it turns out he was trying to reach something on top of his bookshelf. So he used a little box that wasn't a piece of furniture to stand on, lost his balance, and clipped the bookcase. And I'm like, you know what, though? It's kind of good that something like that happened and he wasn't seriously injured. Because don't you feel like that's how you tame the badass? Like if the badass gets hurt early from something kind of silly, then hopefully, does it work with boys or am I stupid in my thinking here? That maybe he'll curtail the reckless behavior if he gets scared early.
I mean, I feel like it at least lets him know that he's not invincible, that he could get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, welcome to Redland skate park pussy, right?
That's what I'm saying. And I just had a flash before me. I was like, oh, this is just the beginning of like a lot more bloody.
I mean, have you noticed that he's a lot more careful now?
Fuck no. That's the thing.
Well, then there you go. You're good, dog.
Shit. He's still climbing on the couch and jumping off this and that. I was like, damn it. Didn't we just bleed? But I guess not. My youngest pediatrician told me to prevent peanut allergies, you can mix in peanut powder into their baby cereal at least 3 times a week between the ages of 6 to 9 months. I did that and there are no issues. Not that my other kids have any food allergies. Hope this helps some other mom who doesn't want to raise weirdos with nut allergies. Back weirdos. I know. Well, I mean, look, you can start giving baby solid foods, 4, 5, 6 months old. I think 6 months is on the safe side. Yeah, and that's when I started giving them to my kids. A little bit of egg. Keep the Benadryl handy. We kept it handy just in case. You give them a little bit of egg, a little bit of peanut butter. They love it. A little bit of strawberry. So that shit works. Okay. Deodorant nightmare. Hey, Jeans. The message this week from the gentleman about the top of the deodorant bottle sparked a memory. So this is about when you, right. So we had a Pajitsky effect where this person realized, like, you know why you get a new deodorant and there's that plastic top?
Yeah.
You don't have to dig your hands in to pull it out. You can push it up from the bottom and then it'll come out. Yeah,
Whoa. That's what I get for missing a week.
I know. You do. So you dig your fingers in there to get it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's been the shittiest part about deodorant.
I know. Or you know what I do? I used to do this before I just got like Amazon deodorants, like get like 3 at once. When I get down to the bottom of it, I would just use like the cracked bits and then mash them under my armpits. Did you ever do that where you scoop up like
Who the fuck hasn't done that? Who hasn't done that? And of course, you're always, you're delusional where you're like, oh no, there's definitely still some good stuff in here. And then you're just scraping your armpit with plastic and you're like rubbing yourself red. And you're like, why is my armpit so itchy? It's like, because you're cutting yourself up, homie.
That was the worst. Right. So instead of scraping, I would dig out the white and then
That's
mash.
insane.
That's insane, right? Because then your hand gets all super greasy. You're like,
yeah, then you need to wash your hands.
yeah, it's so horrible. Like, why didn't I just buy 3 deodorants at once and then you just have them? Anyway.
3 at once, huh?
Yeah, like when I go to Amazon now, when I just buy 3, it comes in a pack of 3.
Yeah, homie.
You don't have to fucking think about it.
Get
Yeah.
a 12-pack from Kirkland, dog.
Yeah. Oh, shit. You're always in that Kirkland life, homie.
I live that Kirkland life, dude. I live and breathe it. I sleep it. I eat it. I fucking everything Kirkland, homie.
So you go to Costco like once a year or something? What are you doing?
Yeah, I buy a 1-year supply once a year of everything I need.
You just blew my mind up.
Yeah, homie. It's like, because think of everything you get from Costco. That shit doesn't expire. You think that deodorant's going to go bad before you use it?
God, you're right.
I've never seen an expiration date on one of those speed sticks.
Never. So you go with like a forklift and you just buy? Like,
Nah, you Instacart it, homie. Come on, dog.
You can Instacart Costco?
What? No, Christina.
Wait, what?
Nah, you're better than this. You knew that.
Who am I?
You knew that, Christina.
I did not know that.
Okay.
Wait, do I need a card? Do I need the card to do that? The
Yep,
Costco
you
card?
just need an Instacart account. Homie, you didn't know this?
No, I feel like the stupidest person that ever lived.
Yeah,
First, I've been mispronouncing ambidextrous for 44 years. I've been saying ambidextrous. And now you're telling me I can Instacart Costco and not have a membership to do so?
Yeah, homie, and guess what else they deliver?
Motherfucker.
Booze, homie.
Bro.
Bulks amounts of booze.
My whole life has been, and I thought I was doing convenience shopping by Amazoning it. And you're just telling me I could just do a massive Costco run once on Instacart. Yes, you're spending the Instacart fee, but then you're done.
Totally worth it.
And no boxes every fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah, Doc. You get someone else to wait in that crazy Costco line for you.
God damn.
You don't need to do that shit. Time is money.
I can't believe you haven't shared this with me this whole time.
I feel like I might have. I feel like we might have even said this earlier on a Where My Mom's At.
No, because it didn't register, or maybe it didn't register.
Super smart Chris Larson is telling me that we have shared this.
Yeah, but not this detail. Not in this. Not to where
Chris
it's
is shaking his
resonated.
head.
Chris, it's been a traumatic year. I don't have much of a memory. I think I have Alzheimer's. I think I have holes in my brain from trauma from this year. Fuck. Is our president impeached? Okay. Okay. So here's a deodorant bottle memory. I was in college and visited one of my older sisters over a break. One evening, she pulls out a plastic grocery bag full of empty deodorant bottles. She wanted to use forks to scrape/poke the deodorant out of the bottom plastic part of all the bottles. We spent a couple hours doing this, despite me telling her I would be happy to buy her several bottles if she really needed it. She admitted to me a couple years later that it was not worth the time and effort for half a bottle of deodorant. Well, yeah, no kidding.
I actually super relate to that. I'm a bar soap dude, right?
Oh, I like that too. Yeah.
And whenever I get close to the bottom of it, I never throw it out. I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna save this like little tiny sliver of bar soap. I might need that later. And then they all just stack up on top of each other, and then you get enough of those, you got another whole fucking full bar soap at that point.
I've tried this method. Mm-hmm. I've tried adding the sliver to my existing.
Yeah.
It's worked.
No, yeah,
it's worked. Yeah,
definitely. But
it's
then
gross though.
It is gross. And then also what you realize is you're like, what is a bar of soap fucking $10,000? No, homie, you got a fucking year supply from Costco delivered the other day. You're fine. Just get a new bar.
I know. Why? And it's so funny because I've had to convince Tom that it's okay to buy like 10 bars of soap at once. Because I think it's counterintuitive. You're like, you can't do that. Like, yeah, you can.
Right.
Yes, you can.
Because you're like, wait, but what if I die before we use all this soap?
You're not. Someone else takes it. God. Your fucking sister inherits it or whatever. Okay. We were talking about Media Mail last time. Media Mail, very helpful. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay, and I sell a lot of books and vintage sheet music. All of that goes at super cheap media rate. It goes by weight, but even shipping for a heavy book is only a few bucks. It's a great way to ship gifts that qualify. But don't be stingy. Video games and comic books do not qualify. Neither do Come Choose or all the browns that you have saved in your basement. Okay? Thanks, Jason. Thanks for that. Solo. I mean, come on. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious as to how Media Mail works. Like, how did that start? Why is it so cheap to mail books and things by weight? It's counterintuitive. You think they'd be charging you hundreds of dollars, but I don't know. I'm assuming it's to help out students, but what do I know? This is in reply to episode 80, where a caller realized she could buy moving boxes to pack her thing in. I know. She's like, I didn't know you could just buy a moving box. I didn't know either until 2008, I think. Next time, call your local grocery store and ask if they would save boxes for you to pick up. Most of the time, the overnight stalkers will just put their boxes to the side instead of crushing it in the compactor, and you can pick it up the next day. No need to pay for boxes. Jacqueline, that is a very good tip. Thank you, Jacqueline. Because I agree, there's nothing worse in my mind than paying for boxes to move. It feels like those should be given away free for some reason. That and toilet paper. Why are we paying for that?
You could get all that at Kirkland, Costco, you know?
Shut the fuck up. You're the worst. Also, I would say ask your friends to save their Amazon boxes, because I start doing that too when I know there's a move coming up.
Hold on.
What?
How expensive are boxes?
They can be expensive.
Is it $10,000 for a pack of boxes?
No, but I feel like it's such a waste. You're like, I have to buy boxes for this shit.
But it's like,
you throw them right away.
But
it's
what
horrible.
takes more effort? Like buying like a pack of boxes, or like activating your phone tree to see who has spare boxes? One of those is definitely easier.
Why are you making all kinds of sense today?
I'm a smart boy.
Why are you making sense today? You normally don't make this much sense. What's going on?
Maybe it's because maybe it's because I was off last week and just all my WMMA brain cells are just firing off now.
I guess. Yeah, you're right, because there's also the effort involved. And the older I get, the less effort I want to put into things. So I'm like, I'll just buy it. I don't care. Yeah,
and imagine what you sound like to your friends when you call them. You're like, hey, do you have any spare boxes? Or, it's like,
well, fuck, look at Jacqueline. She's proud of it. Don't talk shit. God, you're so
actually,
rich.
no, you're right. It's
Richie
you're
rich.
resourceful, because not everyone could afford, to get new
Yeah.
boxes. It's if it's worth it, then it's not stupid.
Well, I will tell you, I just hate the waste of boxes. It's like Christmas trees. You buy them, you use them for such a short time, and then they're out on the corner. It's like you just put them on the street again. It's like, dude, this sucks. I'm sure they're recyclable. Like, you recycle those boxes. But it just feels like the biggest waste. You
know what actually blew my mind? I didn't realize that they made boxes for this, because once we started talking about moving to Austin, I was just like, oh, man, moving clothes is going to be a whole thing. Like my jackets, like the nice clothes and stuff. Yeah. There's moving boxes for hanging clothes.
Yes, you get their boxes that are large, rectangular, and there's a bar in them. And
Holy
put
shit.
your hanging clothes. I know.
The future's now.
If you have a moving company that comes, you can rent them from the moving company. It's great.
Wild.
Maybe we could rent the boxes from the moving company. I'd rather do that than waste.
There's the move. There's the move. Borrow the boxes.
Borrow. Yes. There has to be a box rental company.
Ooh. I am smelling some money on the table, Christina.
Your Jew things are tingling.
My little J thought. My J senses are on fire.
Yeah.
Right now.
There has to be a box rental for people that are environmentally conscious. All right, let's do some voicemail follow-ups. What's in the voicemails?
Hi, Mommy. My name's Jennifer. I'm a first-time mom. Love your show.
Thank you.
I just heard the email you read off about the goth mom who wants to name her kid whatever the hell she wants to name it, and that she's already getting crap from her family. Well, my husband and I have already encountered this problem. We are huge Star Wars fans, nerds, like just all-around weirdos. And so people have already been trying to name our child, due in February, and been trying to ask the names, and it absolutely irritates my husband to no end because he knows no matter what we choose that they are definitely going to criticize it, poop on it. So we have made a strict policy, much to the detriment of our relationships, and said we're absolutely not going to reveal the name until the baby is born. And we actually made a game at the baby shower where everybody put their guess in a jar with their name on it. We sealed it, and we're not going to look at it until he's born, and then people can be right, wrong, whatever, but they can't criticize leading up to what he's named, because once he's named, he's named. So that was my idea for sort of getting rid of that stigma about everybody trying to guess names all the time. Love the show again. Thanks. Bye.
Good for you. Congratulations on the baby. Yeah, I don't know. People want to bum you out about such a personal decision to what you're naming your kid, as if their opinion means anything to you. Yeah, I remember when I was pregnant with my first kiddo, and we went to go visit my dad, and I told Tom was with me, and it was my dad and some girlfriend, of course, and yeah, it was like 12 weeks pregnant. I was like, Dad, I'm pregnant, and he's like, that's great. You know what's a good name? Arthur, which is his name. We're like, wait, that's your name. He's like, it's such a good name. And so many people compliment me for this name over the years. We're like, but that's just why don't you just tell me you want me to name the kid after you? He's like, it's a good name, strong, masculine name. Like, oh my God. Arthur, could you imagine? It's actually, yeah, well, anyway, so that's cool. Yeah, I don't know why people love to dream crush that shit, but they do. So you're smart. Keep it under wraps until that baby comes out, and then they're not going to insult you to your face once the baby's there. Okay, what other follow-up? Let's do the other one.
All right, we got one more.
Oh.
Hi, Jeans. My name is Rachel. I'm from Virginia. I was actually calling because I was listening to the episode last week where Katie recommended the book Walking on Eggshells.
Oh, yeah.
I started listening to the book on tape, and I started to worry that maybe I had some of those borderline traits that my mom had, but I'm kind of like figuring that maybe I just observed her behavior and mimicked it because that's all I knew because I grew up with a single mom. Christina, I'd love to hear if you can relate or if you had any similar experience when you first learned that your mom had borderline.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Jeans. Keep them high and tight.
You got it. And I'll tell you what, first of all, Walking on Eggshells is the book about people with borderline personality disorder. It's a wonderful, wonderful guide if you suspect that somebody you are related to, married to, whatever, might have borderline personality disorder. Stop Walking on Eggshells. It's a fantastic book. It'll give you some insight into the borderline personality traits and what it feels like to be around someone with borderline personality disorder. So, that being said, the fact that you even left that voicemail concerned that you might have these traits leads me to believe that you may not. Because most of the time, unfortunately, people with borderline personality disorder, BPSD, don't often, it's usually, they don't really have an awareness that they themselves might be borderline or that they might be affecting other people until they're in treatment. So, but yeah, so what does happen too, unfortunately, you're absolutely correct in that if you're raised by a borderline, chances are you may have inherited some borderline-like traits. Sometimes, yeah, borderlines raise other borderlines, from what I understand. I'm not a therapist. But it might be worth looking into. You should definitely get into counseling either way if you grew up with a borderline parent, because, yeah, it definitely affects you in ways that you're not even cognizant of. You gotta kind of you have to get rewired, because there's a lot of stuff that you grew up with that's just not healthy or conducive to a happy life. You need somebody to guide you through the restructuring of how you got to think healthy. So yeah, there you go. One day I'll do an episode on borderline mom stuff. How about that? I'll bring like Katie in so I can have her be the counterpoint to what I'm talking about. Mark that down, okay? Mark that down, Nadav.
Okay.
I'll walk through it with you guys because I get a lot of questions about what it was like growing up with a borderline mom, blah, blah, blah. Not fun. Not fun. Exhausting. But yeah, get into therapy, and I'm proud of you for even acknowledging it. And like I said, people will be like, am I a narcissist? If you're asking the question, chances are you're not.
Very good point, Gene.
Yeah. Okay. You know what we haven't done in so long is what would Christina P do?
Ooh.
Speaking of narcissism, as if I have any right to tell anybody anything.
You got mom questions? CP's got mom answers. What would Christina P do?
Okay. Are you ready, guys? This is for boys, too. Someone I know told me he won't sleep in the same bed if a girl is on her period. He said it's a woman's time and she should be alone. This baffled my brain, and he couldn't understand it where I understood. Have you ever heard of this? I understand men not enjoying sex during, but to even be near her, I thought it was really upsetting. What would you do if you were a man who felt that way? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Nadav, in the Orthodox Jewish community.
That's right. We send them to the fucking mikvah.
Mikvah,
Yeah.
which I love. Listen, I'm all for the mikvah. I am all for. But do they separate? They sleep in separate beds, right, when they're menstruating?
I think the orthos do. Like, they're all sorts of crazy. It's yeah, it's like you're unclean. Go wash yourself off and don't come back till you're clean. That's
I love it.
How they do. Do you?
Yeah. I wish
Would you like it if Tom sent you away every time you were?
I would. You know what I would love is if when I was pregnant, I would get sent away to a spa for 9 months, and then when I had my period, if I get sent to like a spa yurt. You know, like they send the women to the yurt to menstruate. That's in some cultures, but I wouldn't mind it.
What's a yurt? Is that like a teepee?
Google a yurt. They're like menstruation huts in some tribal communities. They'll send the woman off to the menstruation yurt. See, a menstruation hut.
That actually looks kind of nice.
It's kind of nice. There's an Afghan one, so in Afghanistan.
Maybe not this one.
Go back to the explanation of a menstruation yurt. I love this thing. A menstruation hut is a place of seclusion or isolation used by certain cultures with strong chum. Now go open the whole thing. God. Scroll up. With certain cultures with strong menstrual taboos. The same or a similar structure may be used for childbirth or postpartum confinement based on the beliefs around ritual impurity. These huts are usually built near the family home, have small doors, and are often dilapidated with poor sanitation and ventilation and no windows. Well, I'm saying the Four Seasons yurt. May I be sent to the Four Seasons menstruation hut?
Oh my God! And then
massage.
This is
Okay, so what parts of the world we're looking at?
Picture over here.
Oh, there you go, Jews.
A Nida hut, a Mergem Gogo at the Jewish village of Umbober in northern Ethiopia in 1976. So we've been sending ladies to period huts for decades.
And it sounds like the Jews are huge proponents. So congratulations, Nadav.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Nepali version, the Nepalese do it as well, it looks like. So it seems to be a negative cultural attitude towards menstruation. Go figure. So maybe your friend has some negative cultural, I don't know, you don't mention his cultural background, but that could possibly be what's going on. Now, I like the idea of a mikvah. This is what the Orthodox Jewish women do. After they're done with their menstruation, they go to essentially, it's a hot tub, right?
Yeah, it's like a giant hot tub where
I love this.
everyone with their periods, they all just go into the tub. And
I think you're at the end of your period's done. Or
I
not.
mean, I've never really looked into it. Those rules never really applied to me. So I was like, I don't need another shit.
I think it's when your period's done, and then it's like a rebirth, and you're born again. The water cleanses you, and now you're ready to ovulate. So it's a symbol that she's done with that cycle. Here's the new cycle of, possible pregnancy. I think that's the point. And then you
Right.
may rejoin your husband after you see the mikvah. Yeah.
Right. You rush to go home and to be fruitful and multiply
I
because
love it.
Jews do not believe in fucking for sport. It's got to be for function.
Is that right? The Catholics are the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's be fruitful and multiply is like rule number one.
In just the Orthodox, but can regular Jewish people use?
Oh, no. Like normal
condoms?
Jews do that too. We know that our numbers are dwindling, It's like,
Yeah, I know.
go make more J's.
But the church doesn't tell you like you have to. You can use birth control, right? In the
We
church?
call it synagogue, but
Sorry. Wait, so you're a priest?
Yeah.
You're pastor?
I mean, yeah, I don't think they're not yelling at you. It's like, hey, fucking no condoms, homie.
Right.
You know, going that shit raw. No rabbi is saying that stuff.
The Rebbe says go raw dogging.
Like, Nadav, you think maybe you should not wear a condom?
Don't
But no,
get rid
like
of
that's
muscles.
what the birthright trips are all about. You know, it's about
to meet the.
It's about
hotties,
sending young Jays to go meet other young Jays, and hopefully they all couple up.
I love
that's
it.
the point of those trips.
And I heard Jewish summer camp is very fun for that too.
Oh yeah.
That's you guys just hook up at Jewish summer camp.
Yeah, fuck city, homie.
That's so rad. That is so rad. Catholics do not have something that fun. We did not. That's so cool. I think I'm converting. I told you I made matzo ball soup 2 days ago.
Yeah, homie, I think you're more Jewish than me.
You know, it's the only thing I feel like I have anosmia from COVID now since December 20th. I haven't tasted or smelled anything. The only thing I want to eat is matzo ball soup, tomato soup, grilled cheese sandwiches. That's it. And I'm on the COVID diet now. I'm down 8 pounds.
Hell yeah, homie.
It's the best.
Silver lining, baby.
No alcohol, and I've lost weight. So thank you, COVID.
Congratulations.
Thank you. COVID blessings. COVID blessings. Okay. HelloFresh. HelloFresh. You get pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it is America's #1 meal kit. I love HelloFresh because it's convenient. It's something I get to do with the kiddos. The recipes are so easy and delicious. Let me tell you something. I don't have a wide variety of recipes in my own pocket, but with HelloFresh you get 23 plus recipes each week featuring a range of flavors, cuisines, and ingredients, so you'll never get bored because God knows I only make 3 things. HelloFresh also has Easy Eats, which is great for moms, offering tons of quick and easy meal solutions like oven ready and 10 to 20 minute meals. Perfect for mom's busy schedule. Again, easy, fresh, can't go wrong. Go to HelloFresh.com/10WMMA and use code 10WMMA for 10 free meals, including free shipping. Again, HelloFresh.com/10WMMA and use code 10WMMA for 10 free meals, including free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. This episode of Where My Mom's At is brought to you by Lemonaid Health. The new year is a great time to check in on your general health and well-being, especially in the middle of a pandemic. Lemonaid Health is a virtual medical office providing you affordable health care without the need to use insurance and from the comfort and convenience of your home. Lemonaid's virtual medical team can treat anything from anxiety and depression to birth control, delivery, and more. Lemonaid's providing Where My Mom's At listeners with their first month of anxiety or depression treatment for a discounted price of $5. Service is cancelable at any time. Lemonaid's expert medical team will help you work out how long you should continue treatment based on your unique situation. Lemonaid service allows you to have as many check-ins as you need through messaging or via phone call or video chat, whatever is most convenient for you. Lemonaid Pharmacy will then deliver FDA-approved meds directly to your door in only 2 to 3 business days. Treatment is confidential, not tied to insurance or your local pharmacy. Take the first step towards feeling better. Visit lemonaidhealth.com/WMMA to get your first month of anxiety or depression treatment for only $5.
We also have a voicemail.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's go to the mikvah. Doidle,
Hey,
doidle,
mommies. My name is Emily. I am a sort of new listener located in Tempe, Arizona. My call is what would Christina do? So my daughter is 11 years old and started going through puberty, started her period, and now is telling me that she is bisexual. So I'm also bisexual. She said she relates to me because she's the same as me. So I'm just wondering, like, what would you do? I know you're a boy mom, but, you know, girl mom situation.
Of course.
What would you do if your sons came to you and said they were bisexual or they were gay at 11 years old? So looking forward to hearing. And, yeah, looking forward to seeing you in Phoenix in April.
Yay.
Keep 'em high and tight. See ya.
Thanks, Jean. Well, 11, I'm trying to think back to what 11 sexuality felt like. I definitely liked boys. I definitely was. No, because what is 11? 5th grade? Yeah, 5th grade, 6th grade. You're starting to have awakenings. You said that you yourself are bisexual. Do you think that your daughter might just want to be emulating mommy? Is there some element of that? I don't know, because you said she has her period. Is she trying to identify with you as the female figure in her life? And so maybe she's saying that stuff, not really comprehending. I don't know. If my kid said they were gay or bisexual, fantastic. What I would say is you're 11. That's wonderful that you feel like you're sharing that with me. That's great. I'm proud of you. Great. Let's explore it. And what's wonderful about that is that now she can explore that side of her sexuality. That's all it is. I think, and I think right now this obsession with labeling ad nauseum, I'm a demisexual, I'm a gorgonsexual, I'm a gorgonzola sexual, I'm a Barbie sexual. I guess it's good and it's bad, right? Because that way kids can identify these inclinations. On the other hand, we want the incessant labeling, I think, also reduces one's sexuality. But I'm a bisexual, I have to be this way, or I'm a heterosexual, I have to be this way. And then they feel guilty or weird about going outside of the label that they've assigned. So I don't even think sexuality is able to be, labeled and cut and dry, especially at 11, my God, or 12 or 16 or 15 or 20, I think it all goes fluid, especially for girls. There are studies. There's a great book called Sexual Fluidity. They studied female sexuality, and indeed it turns out that women's sexual identity is fluid over the course of their lifetime. Some women might be fully lesbian in their 20s and then end up heterosexual in their 30s. They might be bisexual in college, or, they might turn bisexual later, be gay later, whatever. And so women can be more fluid. I don't know. Then again, that book was written 10 or 15 years ago. I don't know what the studying is now. But I would play it cool. If my kid said, hey, I'm gay, I'm bi, play it cool, because who gives a shit, thank God, at the end of the day. And thanks for sharing, and we'll support you and explore. Have fun, right? But be safe and explain all the safety measures that somebody needs to take at that age. God, I wish we could give boys birth control just involuntarily, but not yet, right? That's the only thing I worry about is pregnancy and STD. Obviously. Yeah. STI is what they call them now, right?
Yeah, I don't think we could do that yet.
I wish we could turn on reproduction like a switch, okay, I'm ready. Now I'm fertile versus like fertile at 13.
Right.
It's so crazy. Do we have another one or no? No, now it's emo.
Nope, no more voicemails.
Okay, advice on postpartum. I have a 15-month-old and a 1-month-old. Ooh, girl. Needless to say, this shit is hard. The postpartum depression has really sunk in, and the other day I was bawling my eyes out, poor baby. When my older kid noticed, she brought me a Christmas ornament and gave me a kiss. This was incredibly sweet, but it made me feel guilty, like I'm putting my emotions on her. As someone who was emotionally and instrumentally parentified and constantly having to gauge the mood of my parents to survive, I'm really trying to not do that to my kids. But I also don't want them to think that crying is a bad thing. Not sure how to balance that. Any advice would help. Piss on me, beat me, cat. Cat, I have the exact same problem. I deal with it with my shrink all the time. Exact same problem. So here's what my shrink says. That you're absolutely right. Like, you already know, Kat. You wrote to me. This is exactly the right thing. You may cry. You may show emotion in front of your kids. I think it's healthy that they see you cry. It's healthy that they see you lose your shit. It's healthy that they see you get angry and experience the full range of emotions. Otherwise, you see these fucking weird white people, these waspy families that just drink alcohol all the time and they never talk to each other or share feelings. That shit is weird, and you don't want to be that. So just the fact, like, again, you're concerned with parentifying your children. I highly doubt you're doing it. People that do that behavior have no clue they're doing that. And you clearly have a sensitivity to that, which is why even just crying in front of your kids freaks you out. And I'm the same exact way because I was a parentified child as well, and I'm really sensitive. So here's another thing my shrinky dink said about that. So the kid who feels parentified will do things like linger around you because they're clinging to you. Like if this is not just a one instance, I mean in general, they will be clingy to you. They will try to lift your spirits more than just once. This is a cute gesture. This is a human gesture. And in fact, you're teaching your young child how to be human and comfort somebody, which is really sweet. But they will try to cheer you up a lot, right? They will constantly be trying, hey, mommy, are you okay? Because they're checking on you. So that's how you can tell that your kid is being parentified. And I'm saying more than just a one-time incident. I'm saying it's persistent, that they're clingy and they try to cheer you up a lot is what my shrink said. So I don't think you're doing that here. And I'm so sorry. A 15-month-old and a 1-month-old sounds crazy hard. And I hope you're getting some help. I know it's so hard with this COVID thing to have people come into your house and help you. But God, I hope you have help. And it will pass. I promise you. It will pass. It gets easier. And the good news is 2 kids actually gets easier than 1. I'm at that phase now. 2.5 and 5, way easier than ever before having 2 children. Now that they can bro down, and I just bought them toy guns, the 2 of them. So now today they're shooting the shit out of each other in the house. It is great. Now they can fuck off and play together, and it gets way, way better when they can entertain each other. So hang in there, girl. Kat, you're almost... you're going to be there soon. You're not almost there. You're at the very beginning, but you'll be okay, I promise. Here's a cool thing. Somebody named their daughter after YMH. First time, long time. Just wanted to share that my triple D slut wife and I just had our first little jeans and have already implemented a bunch of tips and tricks from the show and other mommies. She is named after her great-grandmother, Georgine, and maternal grandfather, Eugene, but as an homage to the show, we spelled it correctly, Everly Jean, Jean. Thanks for all laughs, Seth and Ashley. Thank you, Seth and Ashley. And I hope you tell Jean how she got her name, because that's really special. That's crazy. I've seen people change their license plates to FGT RTD. I've seen the tattoos of us. I've seen a lot of shit, but naming your kids, that's definitely a first. So
yeah.
Thank you.
That's wild.
Just wait until people start naming their kids Nadav.
Woof.
And Zolo. You're the only Nadav I've ever met.
Yeah, me too.
It's crazy.
Yeah, my parents were really cool for naming me that.
What's your middle name? Do you have a middle?
I don't.
It's just Nadav?
Israelis don't really have middle names.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is
Nadav
that?
Itzkowitz. I mean, sometimes Israelis take on Ben, but like that just means son of.
Okay.
Pretty rad.
Yeah, Nadav. What would be the American equivalent? Like Dave? Nadav?
I mean, my brother's name's David. That's pretty cool.
That's Jewish and American. Yeah.
I mean, it's the most normal name of the bunch of all my siblings. We all have pretty fucked up names.
What are the other first names?
Yael.
Yael, I've heard that one before.
And Michal. You've heard Yael before?
And growing up in L.A., yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yael. Mm-hmm.
And Michal's cool because, I mean, she went by Michelle for anyone that had a rough time with it. But Nadav is like, whatever's close. I'll respond to it, If it sounds close to it, I'll.
Hey, I just had a Pajitsky effect moment.
Uh-oh.
Did you know that you can change your name? Like, hear me out.
Yeah, keep going.
Bro, you can legally just change your name to whatever you want it to be. Like, if you hate Nadav so much, you can go change your name to Gary or fucking Rick or Steve.
I mean, I had a Starbucks name for a minute. It used to be Josh. Had to change that once all these Joshes started working here.
Yeah.
Now it's Kevin.
Kevin's your Starbucks
That's my
name.
Starbucks name.
Would that be your white American guy name?
I was actually thinking, because I didn't know if I ever wanted to actually be like an entertainment, like an in front of the camera type person. But I've definitely brainstormed some stage names that all sound real TikTok. Like, I remember I was leaning the hardest towards, and this is stupid.
They're all bad.
Oh my God, I already regret starting.
I
this
know.
thought.
It's okay. I'll share mine. Go ahead.
Max Cage.
That's gay as fuck. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing.
Yep, you find a way to get all this stuff out of me that I don't like sharing.
my God, that was the most embarrassing thing I've ever felt.
Thank
Like,
you for
feel it.
confirming that, Christina.
How old were you when you came up with that?
This was like 2 years ago. Yeah, buddy.
But here's the thing. Okay, I'll give you credit. As a YouTuber, that would be like a perfect YouTuber name.
But also, in your defense, anyone that I've pitched that to has called me R-word. They're like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
But then that might be why it's memorable.
I don't know. I feel like you hear that name and immediately you have an opinion on it. You're just like, fuck.
Oh, it's
that
gay
guy.
as fuck. Yeah, it's the
dude,
worst.
I think I could agree with that.
Okay, so I'll give you my stage names.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay. I couldn't do it. Like I felt like such a phony. You know, I was like forever. I was like, I'm just Christina Pajitsky. Like I'm a Polak. Deal with it. Like that's who I am. I can't. And then I just got so sick and tired of it being mispronounced because it is a hard, horrible foreign name. And of course, you should not be able to pronounce it. I get it. Okay, so I shortened it to Christina Pez. Like Candy.
P-E-Z?
2 Z's.
2 Z's?
Yeah.
Okay, Christina, go fuck yourself. 2 Z's. Get the fuck
fuck out
Get your fucking shine box.
2 Z's, yeah. 2 Z's. Yeah, I featured up and down Florida with that when I was a feature act.
Oh, you actually put that in practice?
He sure did. Because I was like, you have to try on the name. You have to try on the name. You have to see it on posters. You have to like sign it. And I just felt like a bigger imposter. I'm like, no, this is stupid.
How long did you have that for?
God, maybe like 6 months.
All right. At least it was short run. It was a short-lived
That
run.
was a short run. And then, okay, and then Mitch Fatel, the comic Mitch Fatel, one time he goes, this is like when I was just becoming a feature act too. He goes, okay, I have the best name for you. I have the best name for you. He goes, you know how you're disgusting and stuff? And I was like, yeah. He goes, what if you called yourself Christina Pig? And I considered it for a minute. I'm like,
you considered
I
it?
did, because it's memorable. He's like, think about it. Everybody would remember you, Christina Pig. And I was like, yeah, he's right. That's a really good show. Like, you're smart. You know what you're doing. You're successful. So I changed my name to Christina Pig.
It's not too late, Christina.
I'm just kidding. I
think we could still do that.
Oh my God, no way. The stage names are so corny. Okay, do you know that Google Whoopi Goldberg? You guys are gonna die. So Whoopi Goldberg, you all know who she is in the booth? Famous.
Yeah.
Okay. Famous comedian, stand up, so I have mad respect. Whoopi Goldberg's real name is Karen Johnson.
You know what?
Isn't that wild?
I really can't knock her.
I'm not knocking. I'm just saying.
Because she's trying to, she's doing the J move. She wants a J sounding name.
Isn't that interesting? And I thought when I learned this, I go, this bitch is brilliant. She was just Karen Elaine Johnson, and she took on Whoopi, which is a great. I don't know. Is Whoopi Jewish? Like, is that like
no?
An old...
Whoopi means fucking from the dating game.
To make
remember?
Whoopi, yeah.
That's the only other time I've heard that in context.
But what a great stage name, Whoopi, and then Goldberg. So she gets associated with Jewish, which the show business is, 99.9% Jewish people. That's amazing.
No, yeah. I think it was a real smart biz move on her part. Some real smart J behind that decision.
I love it. I should have had a Jewish name. Let's think of a stage name. Christina Steinberg. I like Steinberg.
You know what? Some even cleaner. Christina Stein. There
Christina
you go.
Stein. Stein Juzelsteins.
Or
Steinbergenstein.
Christina Gold.
Ooh. Well, there's Judy Gold. It's Christina Gold.
Christina Silver. Christina Green.
Silver and green and gold. Yeah, fuck. That's right. Those are all Jewish
Any
names.
precious metal, really. Or the color of money. That's all J stuff.
Yeah, I should have done that. Christina Gold. I like gold. Next life.
Christina Cubic Zirconia.
That's more like it. I am way more Walmart than I am Tiffany. Let's be honest. Okay. Let's close on a mom hack. I just love these. If you have any mom hacks or Pajitsky effects or what would Christina P do's? Oh, thank you. Mom hacks. Go ahead and leave me a voicemail, 213-375-5184. or email me wheremymomsat@gmail.com. I do, in fact, read these emails, so they're coming straight to me. I read them on the toilet in between curating TikToks. So I was talking about last week about letting kids eat the cookie first if they wanted to. So I read this nutritionist say, if you just put one cookie on the plate at dinner time and the kid can eat it whenever they want, then the power of the cookie is demystified. It's not a big deal. So I started doing that, and it kind of works. It does work. If you're just like, here's the cookie, here's the rest. You can eat the cookie, whatever, whenever.
Okay.
It does. It takes the thrill out, the reward aspect.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, it totally works. It's all the power you give it. Okay, I thought I'd share what my mom used to do for me when I was a kid. If we go to a McDonald's that had a play area, she would let me play before I ate. That way, I wouldn't be arguing about it if I was hungry or not, when all I was focused on was crawling around in those disgusting tubes. If I got to do that first, I was more likely to finish my meal unprompted. Take care, John. Isn't that brilliant?
That's smart.
That is freaking brilliant. Thank you, John, for sharing that. You're absolutely right. If you get the kids tuckered out, you go there early so they're not starving. That's the secret, is go there before everybody's starving. Then they're just going to run themselves tired, and then they will eat. This is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And by the way, those McDonald's filthy tubes, those filthy balls, that's probably why kids don't get COVID, because they are immune through the power of McDonald's play.
Hell yeah. It's like their own pocket almonds.
Can I close on one more Pajitsky effect? I just love these.
Yeah, I mean, we also have a voicemail and a mom hack if you want that.
Oh, yeah, let's do that one. Let's do it.
Hey, mommies. I have a really cool hack for you guys. I'm not a mom, and my mom never really has admitted to this being a hack, but growing up, she would probably like once or twice a month would come in my room in the middle of the night and make sure that I was okay, I was sleeping all right, and she'd wake me up. She's like, oh, my God, I just had such a bad nightmare, and you were just like, you got kidnapped or something happened. I just had to check on you. And because she would do that since childhood, I was absolutely terrified as a teenager to sneak out. I never did it. And I talked to my mom about it, and I asked her if she did that on purpose, and she said no, she won't admit it, but I am definitely bringing that mom hack to when I have kids. Hope that's a good one, you guys. Have a great day. Keep it high and tight.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think that was normal for
She
your mom.
She sounds scarred.
Yeah, I think your mom had mental illness. Because, you know, what's funny is, not funny, but interesting. Speaking of borderlines, that's actually the trait of a borderline, is that they'll come into your room in the middle of the night. And a lot of children of borderline parents, specifically borderline mothers, are terrified of sleeping in the night because their mothers would come in and scare them. The mothers will come in drunk, or sometimes they'll come in angry and rage and wake you up out of your sleep. So your mom could have been a borderline, I'm thinking. And if that had the desired effect of not making you sneak out, I think that was just a secondary benefit of having a crazy mom. So cool. You may want to get into therapy. Sounds terrible.
I think that's a good idea, Christina.
Yikes. I know, right? Did your mom ever come into your room in the middle of the night and tell you that?
It's like, oh, good, no one stole you. No, I never got woken up oh, thank God you're still alive. I've never been woken up by that.
I know. I don't think my parents ever were like, I just came in to see you. It was just so beautiful. Just love having you as my kid. I just came in to tell you I love you. In fact, this last year alone with my kids has made me realize why my parents hated being parents so much. Now I'm like, no wonder you guys hated me. Jesus Christ. If this is what it is to be a parent, oh my God. Because if you're just even a little mentally off, you just crumble. Because especially now this year where we're always with our children, I mean, it can make you crazy if you're not already inclined that way. Jesus Christ. Well, let me tell you, Mom's taken a lot of pot this year. I've drank a lot. Anyway. Yeah, so email me wheremymomsat@gmail.com, phone number 213-375-5184. If you have anything to add to the show, please Instagram Chris Larson, CEE_ Larson, LARSEN, right? CEE underscore.
CEE_LARS.
LARS.
Oh, C. Lars.
C. Lars.
God, could you get a better handle? Can you guys please help
What's
him?
wrong with that?
Because nobody can remember underscores and LAR. Is it LARS? CEE underscore LARS.
Christina, it's already pulling teeth to even get him to agree to give out this handle.
No, I know. For those of you watching and listening, you don't realize the evolution of Chris Larson. He came to us a sweet, shy, introverted, ponytailed, sweet. You had a ponytail.
I never had a ponytail.
You just wore your hair long, your plumage flying in the wind.
That part is true, yes.
You were so sweet and reserved, and now, man, this guy comes in. He's like, "What you N-words doing?" Right? It's so weird.
Describing me to a T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Who voted for Trump? MAGA." And I'm like, "Jeez, who's gonna storm the Capitol with me on the 20th?" My God, Chris, you've really changed.
You hit the nail on the head. It's so accurate. Yeah.
No, but you've
exactly who I am.
You are. Can I tell you, you've come out of your shell a little bit. I feel like you've blossomed into a young man. All right, I'll leave you alone. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And Dom, I missed you. I'm glad you're back on the mic.
I missed you too.
I should have said that in the beginning. Sorry.
Nah, it's okay.
Not good with expressing feelings.
Nah, yeah. I think there's something a little wrong with all of us.
I know. All right. I got to go. I love you guys. Thank you for joining. And until next time, stay cool, moms.
Where my mom's at. Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at. Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at.
Where my mom's at podcast with Christina P.